Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video we'll be testing out Furfrou, a brand new Pokemon in the world of Pokemon Go. Now Furfrou is a pure normal type Pokemon, and the moveset you'll want to run is Sucker Punch, Surf, and Grass Knot. Furfrou requires a ton of XLs to use in the Ultra League, which obviously I don't have, so we'll be testing it out in the Great League in some practice battles with some members of my Discord. Now Furfrou does have a really interesting mechanic. It is the form change mechanic, so you can customize the appearance of your Furfrou, but that isn't going to change its stats or moveset. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches and let's take a look at Furfrou in action. Terrible lead in game 1, Shadow Golbat into Bastiodon. We'll save switch into the Furfrou and bait out in a Azumarill. And here's where Grass Knot is very nice. Grass Knot actually hitting pretty hard on a Azumarill. I'm not sure how glassy Furfrou is, so I am going to shield up this Play Rough. Now that they know I have Grass Knot, I'm going to be going for the Surf bait, and hopefully we can force a shield. And we successfully bait. That's very, very nice. And I'm curious, how glassy is Furfrou? Let's let this through. Play Rough after a bit of lag because Niantic, and we actually survive it, and we're able to get to the Grass Knot. Come on. Please don't respect this. Come on. Yes, Furfrou actually able to win back switch from an Azumarill. And they bring the Skarmory, and this is absolutely perfect. If we weren't able to win switch, we would have been absolutely countered in the endgame, but since we were able to flip switch, we're in an okay spot here. We're going to be able to land the Shadow Ball, and from here, this game is pretty straightforward for us. We'll let the Sky attack through, we save the shield for Scrafty, we'll go for the Poison Fang. I'm not expecting a shield, but I'm hoping to do a combo play where a Poison Fang and counter kills, and the opponent simultaneously swaps, but we have Scrafty for the Bastiodon, so at this point, this game is over. We're going to be able to ramp up our counters. Counters absolutely tearing through Bastiodon. Bastiodon, of course, is very defense weighted. It outputs very little damage, so Flamethrower not going to be able to touch Scrafty. We can farm all the way down and farm down the Skarmory, and that's going to be a good game. So in the first match, Furfrou actually held its own, hopping into the next match against the one and only Boygos, picking up a pretty rough lead in Jellicent, as this is a bait game, so it's always going to be tough. As you can see, I tried to catch the move on the Furfrou, was unable to do so, but I get baited with a Bubble Beam. That's really rough. I'm going to bait back with the Poison Fang, and he calls the bait. What a mad lad. And now I'm going to save swap into Scrafty, and he's going to be able to debuff me. So in game 2, we are in shambles so far, as he's able to debuff me and switches in. Is that his XL Alolan Grimer? It is. Oh my goodness. As y'all already know, Boygos always brings the spice. We're just going to be going straight Power Up Punch in this matchup to buff our counters as much as possible. We do get a shield, which is very nice. And now Boygos will be able to throw. This Sludge Bomb will take us out, which is fine, but I'm hoping that with the aid of a shield, I can wing attack all the way down with the Shadow Golbat and leave with a ton of energy. Because if I have a big energy lead, then I am going to be able to flip that Jellicent matchup. We shield up the Crunch, our defense drops, which is really not good. We farm down, we leave with a ton of energy, and he brings in a Shadow Flygon. It's glassy, so hopefully he'll shield the Poison Fang bait, which he does, and now we're able to go for the Shadow Ball. This will be one-shotting the Shadow Flygon. He brings in Jellicent, and we have Furfrou to absolutely wall this thing. Of course, normal type onto a ghost type, anytime that happens, you're going to be in a pretty good spot, and we're able to get to the Grass Knot, and this will be taking care of Jellicent, and that is going to be a good game. So far, honestly, Furfrou holding its own pretty well against water types. Hopping into the second match against Boygos, terrible lead into Alolan Raichu. Will save swap into Furfrou, and he brings out his XL Machop. So Boygos cranking the spice dial up to 11. Unfortunately, Machop tanks that Surf pretty well, and I'm thinking, hey, it's a Machop, it can't hit that hard. But Cross Chop does big damage, and Machop able to farm down. Now, one advantage to him using Machop here for me is Machop doesn't have any coverage moves. So I'm pretty sure all it can throw is just a Cross Chop, so we'll commit to the farm down and leave with a bunch of energy on the Shadow Golbat. Because the matchup versus Alolan Raichu is pretty terrible, but we can threaten with a Shadow Ball, and we have enough for it. Brings back in the Raichu, and I'm going to go for the Poison Fang. He has to respect the Shadow Ball, so we get the shield, and we're able to catch onto Scrafty. That's very nice. Thunder Punch, of course, not doing too bad against Scrafty. And he's brought Frank, the XL Bulbasaur. So things are not looking great here for me. I am going to be shielding up the Seed Bomb and going for the Foul Play, hoping we can draw that final shield. Foul Play, we're able to draw the shield. Okay, we have a chance here, although not if it's going to lag that much. Get it together, Niantic. Come on now. I've got a game to win. I'm going to let this go. Bulbasaur doesn't hit very hard, and now I'm going to be going for the Foul Play. I'm thinking I have to undercharge this and try and snipe with the Wing Attack. We undercharge, and we snipe with the Wing Attack. Come on, Golbat. Just get to the Shadow Ball. Shields are down. We just need to get to the Shadow Ball. We are one Wing Attack off. Come on, get there. Yes! We're able to get to the Shadow Ball, and we're able to overcome the hard counter and get the win. So good game there, Boygos. Oh man, I was sweating during that one. Hopping in the next match, we have a pretty neutral lead. Shadow Golbat into a Alolan Marowak, and there's a bunch of lag to start it off. You love to see it. And they are able to reach a move, so it looks like it was mutual lag, and we both were able to catch up on energy, which is nice. We shield up the Shadow Bone, and again, they have to respect the Shadow Ball, so I'm going for the Poison Fang bait. We're able to get the shield, which is nice, and now I'm going to save switch into Scrafty. They bank a bunch of energy, and now they're going to bring in a Hydro Cannon Samurott. And unfortunately, they're running Fury Cutter. That's rough for me. Fury Cutter charges so quickly. They're already able to get to a Hydro Cannon, which does big damage to me. I'm going for the Foul Play. That does a nice chunk. I'll overfarm by 1, and I believe this Power-Up Punch should be enough to take it out. And yes, so we're able to flip switch. Now, this is pretty nice here. Now, the question is, can we get to a move? Come on. And we just can't reach the Power-Up Punch. That's unfortunate. But now we can align the Furfrou with the Alolan Marowak. Since we're a normal type, they're forced to go for Bone Club, and we'll see what's in back. And it's a normal cast form. Now, here I do switch out, trying to catch a normal type Weather Ball, which we're able to do. And unfortunately, they'll probably be able to Hex all the way down, but I'm going to try and debuff their defense as much as possible. We're able to land 1, and we should be able to reach the 2nd here, and this should be forcing the shield. Now, hopefully we have a Surf loaded, so we can just throw right away. That's my ardent hope, since they have a ton of energy, and I don't throw it. Huge mistake by me. I needed to force CMP here. I don't throw it again. They get to 2 moves. Henry, what are you doing? And now he's able to combo play with the Alolan Marowak. So huge mistakes by me. I'm going to farm up as much as I can. And now we're 2 off the 2nd serve. So can we still rally despite the huge mistake we've made? Come on. And we lose by a turn. So huge misplays by me in that match. And unfortunately, we do take the L. So again, that was showing Furfrou in more of a neutral matchup, and unfortunately, it's not the bulkiest. I mean, it has okay bulk, but it's not like super bulky compared to a lot of other normal types, like let's say a Snorlax, or for example, of course, a Lickitung. And not having same type attack bonus on any of its charge moves means that even though it has an okay attack stat, the moves still don't end up hitting particularly hard. We're going for the Grass Knot on the Umbreon. Umbreon is going to have trouble snarling us down, so I will commit to the 3rd Grass Knot to force them to empty their energy. Now here I have a tough call to make. I'm going to predict that they have Psychic, because if they have Psychic, I don't want Golbat to get hit with it, so I'll bring in the Scrafty and hope that they don't have Last Resort, and they do have Psychic. So we were able to read that correctly. We're going to farm down, and in comes the Shadow Zapdos. Now, they're going to be throwing the Drill Peck. This will do a ton of damage to Scrafty, so I'll shield it up and bait with the Power-Up Punch to hopefully get that shield back. We're able to get the shield, and now I'm going to switch into the Golbat, and my opponent switches. They have a Shadow Scissor in the back, so very, very cool. I'm expecting they'll save the shield for the Zapdos, so we go for the nuke, and we land it. That's so nice, and from here, these Wing Attacks have done enough damage that I should just be able to counter it all the way down with the aid of a Power-Up Punch. And they get to a move right as we reach our power-up punch, but I believe they do not have two. So from here, we should just be able to go for the power-up punch and farm down. We go for the power-up punch, and the opponent recognizes that they're not going to be able to get to another one, and they let that go. So that's going to be a good game. Hopping into the next match against an Altaria. This is pretty rough. Golbat does not have the most comfortable matchup against Altaria, and my backline really does not want to see Altaria either. So we are going to be shielding up the Sky Attack. I build up to the Shadow Ball, and I'm going for the Poison Fang bait, hoping to draw the shield. Unfortunately, they no shield. This is rough, so I'm going to build up to the Shadow Ball and bait, because this time, a Shadow Ball with their defense debuff should be enough to take them out. We're able to get the shield, and now, if we go for a third, I think this might KO. Come on, please, Shadow Golbat. Come on, yes, we're able to take out the Altaria. That's huge. They have a Jellicent in the back. I'm actually going to stay in and let myself get farmed down, because Furfrou absolutely walls this thing. And the opponent switches into G-Fisk, and we have our Scrafty. So Golbat able to win the lead, and we're able to preserve alignment. So we have the keys to success in this match, as we are going to be able to comfortably let that Earthquake go. That's fine. And we're able to counter down, and now we have a ton of energy to throw at this Jellicent. Moment of truth, do they have Ice Beam? They do not. They have Bubble Beam, and we're still going to be able to reach multiple foul plays. So from here, this game is going to be, in fact, over. We're able to land the second foul play. That'll be doing big damage. Won't take it out just because we are debuffed. And from here, we can switch in the Furfrou, and Furfrou will be able to handle this Jellicent with ease from there. So Bubble Beam, yep, and then the Sucker Punch registers, and it takes it out. And interestingly enough, with the fast move of Sucker Punch, prior to today, I just thought it was a terrible fast move. It turns out it's actually a clone of Wing Attack. So obviously not an amazing fast move by any means, but not a terrible one either. All right, terrible lead, Bastiodon into Shadow Golbat. We save switch into Furfrou, and we bring out a Medicham. So things are looking pretty rough for us. And here's where, unfortunately, not having the same type attack bonus on our charge moves really does hurt us, because we're able to do a nice amount of damage with the Surf and the Grass Knot. But since we don't have same type attack bonus, Medicham doesn't have to shield, can counter us all the way down, and leaves with back-to-back Ice Punches. The second one will almost be taking us out, and rather than get farmed down, I'm going to switch in the Scrafty, because I'm hard reading that it's the Bastiodon, Medicham, Sableye line. And if so, then 2-shield Scrafty should be able to win us this match, and it is. It's Sableye in the back. So we baited out their only response to a Scrafty, and now we go for the foul play, we land it, and that is massive. After you land the foul play in this matchup, you can go straight power-up punch. And we do have 2 shields. So I'm hoping that we should be able to win this. They have a ton of energy. I decide to call the bait, and it's the foul play. Yes! By calling the bait, that allows us to win this game, as now with 2 shields, we're just going to be able to ramp up these counters. They'll be doing more and more to this Bastiodon, and these counters are absolutely ripping through Bastiodon. We're able to get to another power-up punch. Now we are so boosted, these counters just shred Bastiodon, and that's going to be a good game. All right, hopping into the next one. A pretty neutral lead versus the Drifblim, but the nice thing is we have 2 better responses in the back, so I'm going to save swap into Scrafty, and we bait out a Whiscash. Now this is pretty okay for Scrafty. We're able to land the foul play, which is super nice, and we can survive a Blizzard. Let's see if they go for it. They do. It is the Blizzard. We're able to survive it, which is very nice. And we're going to be going for the power-up punch. They don't shield it, and from here, we should be able to farm down, which is very, very nice. In comes the Drifblim, and we're able to get off a boosted foul play, so we should be able to force a shield. Foul play comes through. Nice. Okay, able to force the shield, and I probably just should have thrown the power-up punch. I committed to the foul play, and we didn't get there. That's not ideal. This Drifblim is loaded on Icy Winds, but we're a normal type, so they can't throw Shadow Ball, which is nice. They're gonna be going for another Icy Wind here, and those Icy Winds are really adding up on Furfrou. Furfrou, unfortunately, it has okay bulk, but not great. And since our charge moves don't have same type attack bonus, And after we're debuffed twice, that barely does any damage to Drifblim, and we actually have to switch out of this matchup as a normal type into a ghost type, which is never a situation you want to be in, and they have a Registeel in the back. So we go for the Shadow Ball, we land it. 2 Shadow Balls plus the Wing Attack should just about take out this Registeel. I want to shield up the Golbat, preserve as much health as I can. And here, I throw the Shadow Ball, fully expecting them to shield, but on the off chance they decide not to, I want to be able to punish that. But of course, they do shield that up. That's not great for me, and I'm pretty sure Drifblim switched out with an Icy Wind there. Flash Cannon, we live that. We switch in the Furfrou, we gotta watch for the switch. Unfortunately, the Drifblim overtaps, so we're able to get to a move. Surf will be taking them out, and now we can get to a Surf versus the Registeel, but unfortunately, we overtap too due to lag, and now we go down. Oh, this is terrible. It's up to Golbat. Golbat on 1 HP, able to get to the Shadow Ball. Come on, Golbat, and that takes out the Registeel, and on 1 HP, clutches out the win. Oh my goodness. So all in all, Furfrou in the Great League. Well, thinking back on it, it's just fairly mediocre. It can do okay, like you can use it and have some success, but that will largely be predicated on the team you put around it. So should you invest in Furfrou? Honestly, I think this is one where you can safely save your Stardust, because if you want a normal type to wall off ghosts like Jellicent, Snorlax, Lickitung, those are all going to be better options. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you, as always, to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. Thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.